Hello everyone, this is Don again. I have an update on the construction happenings here in the villages. This is one continuous flight with a side-by-side view of it from previous flights of the same path. I use multiple spotters and I place them in these circles so that they can keep an eye on the aircraft while I'm flying it. I'm at the H in the middle. The 3 flights shown here were taken in January of 2018, January of 2019, and yesterday. And you can see this is the village of Linden. A year and a half ago, it was open pasture land and construction work had just started. And today, it's a fully developed neighborhood with rec center and dog park, tennis courts, what have you. But notice that most of the trees are still here. The only thing that was really disrupted was the pasture land. Coming up is Monarch Grove. I didn't do my normal flights this week. The winds were kind of heavy. And when I did my drive around to look and see what I was going to record, I didn't see a lot of significant changes to really document anything. So I started looking at what I had to get caught up on. I did a couple of golf course updates. And then I looked at a past video that I had and I said, you know, big changes once again. Let's do another side-by-side update. So here it is. Except for a few snakes and some rabbits, the only other wildlife that was on this area prior to the villages coming in was cattle. And those cattle have all met their ultimate destination. I think we've seen them at Outback Steak and McDonald's lately. As you can see, originally there was no water in this area. Now there are quite a few of these large ponds that were built by the villages. Sometimes even looking at these videos, it's hard to believe that 8 months ago, Linden Isle was basically nothing, and now it's a fully developed community. I've heard some concerns about how fast the villages build their houses. Well, they're not sacrificing quality, just like Henry Ford didn't sacrifice quality when he developed the assembly line process. They have craftsmen and tradesmen that specialize in their job. They move from one house to the next, do that job, and it's a very efficient and very timely process, and it doesn't sacrifice any quality. This is the village of McClure and the Loblolly Golf Course. This is Patricia Villas. Looking at this long pond between Tupelo Villas and Lantana Villas, it looks like it would be great for racing remote control boats. This is the village of DeSoto. In the distance, you can see the Finney Putt and Play. This is the mail station for DeSoto and the very nice sugarcane recreation area. As we round the corner, we come up on the Dudley Canine Park and the archery range. I'll follow Finney Way for a while, and we'll be in the village of McClure again and coming over the Longleaf Golf Course. Once again, in this area there was only a few trees, most of which were retained, and there was no water or lakes or ponds. Now there are multiple ponds here. We're coming up on the Willow Tree Recreation Area, as well as the Carla and Lane Villas. We'll get a look here at the Everglades Recreation Center and the rest of the recreation amenities in the Everglades Center that will be opening soon. The parking lot is quickly going in for Magnolia Plaza. The traffic circle up ahead is Warm Springs Avenue and Finney Way where they meet. Now we're flying over Samuel Villas, coming up on Kate Villas. Almost all the trees and all the wetlands area of the Hog-Eye Sink were retained. Many times you'll hear me say, well, they're moving a lot of dirt. That's really an oversimplification of the work that has to be done and the work that goes into building these communities. They do a lot more than just move the dirt. It is a very controlled and deliberate process. The Cattail Recreation Area is now open with all its amenities, including the Marsh View Pitch and Putt and Edna's. Little did we know, even just a year ago, all the good things that would be happening in this area. This is the soon-to-be opening Lowlands Golf Course. You can see houses have already started on this soon-to-be opening section of Marsh Bend. None of those foundations were there last week when I flew this area. We'll turn southward now and go back across the Hog-Eye Sink and over the Everglades Recreation Area once again. As some of you may know, a couple of weeks ago I lost one of my drones during a flight. Luckily, with the help of the Scuba Diving Club here in the Villages and the good people at Loire Construction, I've been able to make a partial recovery of my drone, and I just purchased a new one. I'll show you a picture of it here real quick. This is a DJI Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian Edition, just like my others, only it's in black instead of white. We're coming back over Marsh Bend and up on the Everglades Recreation Area. This is the ball fields. They were putting up the scoreboards this past week, so they're obviously getting very close to opening. They've planted about 200 new trees in the Everglades Recreation Area. It is absolutely amazing the progress and the changes they've made in just over a year and a half in this area. Well, that wraps it up for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll do this again next week.